So with y'all, man, Pools TV here, back with another one. We back on Iron Man. I'm finna show y'all how to change oil, man. It's just basically the same on most of your V8s and V6s, 4-cylinders. It's basically all the same thing. So show y'all this. Only thing that may change is the location of your bolt and the location of your fuel filter. Your fuel filter may be a different size and your bolt may be a different size, but basically, it's all the same thing. So I'm gonna show y'all the basics of how to do it. Yeah, so let's jump into it. All right, so man, if you got somewhere that's concrete or somewhere that's more solid than the actual ground, then that's the ideal place. If you got some kind of concrete slab or somewhere that's more sturdy, then that's the ideal place where you want to do it at. But if not, sometimes I'm lazy, so I just do mine right here on the ground. I just make sure it's a nice solid spot. Ground ain't soft, so I can do it out here. Make sure you got 2 jack stands, a jack and 2 jack stands. Don't do it without no jack stands. I don't recommend it. Some people are brave, but I ain't that brave. So we're gonna jump right into this thing. I'm gonna show y'all. Most of your cars, you got a cross member that goes across like that, and you just put your jack there and just start jacking up on it. Man, here we go. We got Iron Man up. Iron Man already sit pretty high up in the air, so it ain't got to go super high in the air, for me to get up under it. But if you got, like I said, if you got concrete, man, use it, because if you got a creeper, man, you can get on that creeper and just slide right up under there and make it a piece of cake, getting from up under there and getting up under there. I got a creeper, but on the grind, they don't work that good. But anyway, so I got my jack stand, and these are the jack stands that I like, man. They way overrated, 6 tons. This truck ain't nearly 6 tons, so it's perfect. It's way over what I need. So, but they are the Touring Big Red jacks, okay? And they lock like your typical jack stands. They got the little locks on the side of them, but you also got an extra piece of securement. You stick that in, and that's an extra piece of prevent this vehicle from coming down on you. So even if you try to let it down, it won't move. Can't take it up or down when it's there. So just an extra piece of securement that I liked about these. So you can get the little cheap Harbor Freight ones, but they do the job. But anytime you're up on the vehicle, you wanna, you don't want to save money to make sure you safe. When you up on this vehicle. So these are what I use. I got 4 of them. So I do have 2 Harbor Freights, 2 Harbor Freight ones too, though. But most of the time I'm using these. So you just want to find somewhere. Well, see, on this truck it has a frame. Most of your newer cars, they don't have a frame, so you just have to find a secure spot to put them in on your newer cars. But if you got an older vehicle, you got a frame, so get it close as you can to it, and then that's it. And I forgot to mention this, if your vehicle is front wheel drive, like your 4-cylinder Hondas, V6 Honda, stuff like that, if it's a front wheel drive, then once you start jacking it up, your rear wheels will roll, because your front wheels are where they prevent the car from rolling. So I always put something behind the tire, even if it's this truck wheel drive, but still put something behind the tire just in case. Just another piece of securement, because it can roll back and roll off of the jack stands or roll off of the jack. So the other side will be the exact same thing. Getting it up under the frame. So Got it up on the frame, and I might can pull it up one. And then I like to go back around to the jack and slowly let it down. I mean slowly let it down and just watch it, just to make sure it's gonna fall where I want it to fall at. Because with the jack right here, it make it hard to change the oil, so you really just want it sitting on jack stands. Okay. All right, so it's on them. It's up enough in the air, and basically at this point, I'm gonna pull the jack from up under here. All right, man. A few more things before I get up on here and get to work. You need something to drain your oil in. So they sell these at the store. Sometimes you can buy an oil change special with everything in it, and they'll give you this for free, along with some hand wash and some other stuff from O'Reilly and different places. They do stuff like this at different times, so you're gonna need this. And just a few more things. You gotta know what oil to put in the vehicle. Gotta be the right vehicle. When I bought this truck, the guy was already putting full synthetic in it. Could be 530, could be 1030, could be, I think some of those newer vehicles are 030. I think some of the newer cars are. So you just have to know what goes in your vehicle. This is the oil filter. Show y'all what it looked like on the bottom. Basically that's what it looked like, and it filters your oil out in there. And it just screws on. You can see the threads right there. Just screws on and basically it does what it says it does, filter your oil. So anyway, I'm gonna get up on the hill. I'm gonna show y'all what to do next. Y'all just stay tuned. Alright, so man, I grabbed my little cheap ratchet. Little cheap one. It came with something. I don't even know if it worked. But the longer the handle, man, the more leverage you got. Just make sure you're doing lefty loosey, righty tighty. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all that too. Some of the more expensive ones, see, it's on here, but some of the more expensive ones, they'll say pretty much the same thing, but lefty loosey, righty tighty. Okay, so I want to go left. I want to take it off. All right, so we're gonna hop up on the hill, and you want to position this where it will, your oil gonna come out right there. I had to find out what size it is. I don't know if all small block Chevys are 14, but mine is a 14. So that's just a tip for some of the small block Chevy owners. So here we go. So you want to be careful with this bolt. Sometimes they can be tight, but I just break them loose and I start to screw it out with my hand. Start screwing it, but you know it can't get on your hand. So once it get ready to come out, you want to move your hand as quickly as you can. You may get some on it, but that ain't a big deal. Alright, and then it'll do that depending on how much oil your engine has or uses. Usually it can take a couple minutes, so let it do that. Take your boat, put your boat somewhere safe, and just let that drain out. And sometimes, man, if your engine big enough or if it take enough oil, this may not be big enough, so you want to keep an eye on this also. So we're gonna let that finish draining, and then we'll get on this oil filter, and then that'll basically be it, man. Wrapping it up, just be putting oil back in it, and that'll be it, man. Y'all will be successfully, you know, beating and did an oil change, man. So y'all stay tuned, check back in. Man, once you get, still draining, but as you can see, the camera can't even hardly pick it up, but it is still draining. See if I can make it focus. There we go. So it is still draining, but once it gets to this point, I figure, hey, that little bit right there ain't gonna hurt nothing. So you know, you can't wait till it goes, or at least get to a drip. But for me, I usually just go ahead and put it back in it, because 90% of the bad oil is out. So that is, and that is. So I'm gonna stick my boat back in and put my new oil in it. Well, I gotta get the oil filter first, but y'all stay tuned. Let me put the boat back in and I'll show y'all the trick for the oil filter. I'll show y'all this out here first before I show y'all how it works. But this is for the oil filter. You see how it expands, and you know, once it turns, it grabs your oil filter. It can work for small ones, big ones, you know, it works for different sizes. So this is what I like to use. You can sometimes take them off by hand, but you know, sometimes your hand can be in a bind and it can, you know, it can hurt your hand. So this is the best thing to use. Get them at Walmart, the parts store. I think this one came from Walmart. Pretty good tool. Show y'all how it works. Hold on. The ratchet goes in it like that. Put it back on, loosen. Sometimes you may need an extension to get it, but you basically, which I think I do need one. I think I'm gonna need an extension to make it work. Let's see if I can position this thing right. Alright, man, I got it on there. Once you get it on there, you just, I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but you just kind of thread it off. And that basically got it loose enough so that I can unscrew it with hand. Sometimes you'll have a little bit of oil come out of there. See, you got a little bit coming off. Let me see. There we go. So you got some coming out of there. So this usually doesn't have to drain. It'll go ahead and drain out once you take. Most of the oil is in the oil filter. So go ahead and take it off. If you need to wear gloves, man, wear gloves. If you're one of them people who don't like to get stuff over you. See how the oil is in there. So that's good. I'm gonna get the new one and thread it on, and then I'll show y'all what to do up top. All right, man, most of the time this is how you can tell your oil needs changing. If you can look in here, well, it looked dark in there, but either way, let me see if I can see it. That oil look kind of gold if you can see it from the right angle. It looks slightly gold. This right here is straight black. I mean, it's so black that you can probably see the reflection. Straight black, okay? So that being like that, I mean, most of the time you can tell it's time for an oil change. Should be more like that. Sometimes it's lighter, but I'll show y'all how golden it is once I start pouring it in. So got my funnel to clean up on the inside, and I can't do this with one hand, but I will kind of show y'all. Hopefully I don't waste no oil. Y'all hold on, let me reposition. Try to. All right, man, I'm trying to prop y'all up right there, and let me see. Try to see if I can get this thing set up. There we go. Maybe now I can grab it and show y'all. See the color of that oil? That is the right color. Sometimes it can be lighter than that, but that's the color you want when you check your oil. All right, man, checking back in. We just put a pretty good amount of oil in there. I wasted some of it trying to make a demonstration, but should be good enough. So you just want to check your oil just to be 100% sure. Find your oil stick. So my oil stick is right here. Pull it out. Usually they have marks on them, so you pull them out and see if I can get the focus in. Hold on. See if I can get the focus. There we go. So those are your dots. You want to be up there by that first dot. If you're down here, you see it says add. So you want to be within that range right there. And that's it, man. That's the basics of it. Y'all got any questions, leave me some comments. I hope y'all answer. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic, but you know, I can do the basic stuff. So y'all like the video, subscribe, share it with somebody, man. And hey, we're gonna keep working. Y'all got anything y'all want me to try to show y'all? If I know how to do it, I'll do it. But anyway, man, Bull TV, man, I'm checking out.